Well, welcome back. Episode 3. We made it.
Episode 3, baby.
And one thing that I didn't realize that we never did was really kind of introduce ourselves. I said 2 addicts and a fucking moron. But I think it'd probably be good to do that. So we're going to do it. We'll start with me. I'm Joey, the moron. I don't know anything about this, but my name is Joey. I'm here in the middle. I know you see the little thing probably coming up right here, right around here. And then off to my left is...
I am J-Kline. I am a recovery-based hip-hop artist, motivational speaker, co-host of 2 Addicts and a Moron, as y'all are seeing, and just a figure and a brother in recovery trying to make a difference in this world.
And my name is Mike Stewboy O'Brien, and I am a recovering drug addict. I did meth for about 10 years. About an 8 ball a day, and I like to. I don't condone that, but that's what I did. And I'm a dad, and I like to be an amazing boyfriend, brother. I almost said girlfriend, brother, friend, everything out there, and just another recovering brother in recovery that can.
I'm sure you'd make a great girlfriend, dude.
I could.
You probably would.
I know what men want. So
well, he's already got he's already got the attire for it.
And the shirt today is still sober, bitches. That's what we're wearing today.
Still sober, bitches.
J-Kline's got the fuck fentanyl
Fuck
in there.
fentanyl. Shout out to my boy, Tyler Watkins.
And I'm
Thank
the
you,
only
Tyler.
one representing our fucking podcast, apparently. So I guess that's what I have to do around here. I got to do fucking everything. But Jay, we have a tradition that we start these things off with. I'll let you lead that. And
yes, like we always start off. Let us get centered. Let us get present. Let us think about those that are out there still suffering, those that are sober and still struggling, the friends and the families that are also in this fight, and as well as the ones that unfortunately weren't able to make it back. Bow our heads, moment of silence. Thank you.
all right, guys. Well, we lost our sponsor. We lost Butthole Meth. Turns out it's real shitty.
I don't think it's good for sobriety.
Yeah, I also, we're preaching sobriety here, and smoking meth, whether it's in somebody's asshole or not, is probably not the right message to be sending. So we picked up another sponsor. It's fucking carrots and melted gummies. We learned a lot in last episode.
Yeah.
That Mike would try to pass. Oh, shit. Long story short, he was so hell-bent on making sure that work thought he was sober that he committed to eating melted vitamin gummies with carrot sticks for a while. Looking like a fucking animal in there. Now, melted gummies.
That's the craziest shit I've ever heard. Just that visual in my head of him in the break room, just dipping gummies.
Like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, all methed out. Like, fucking dude, that's all I could think about.
When he said it the last episode, if y'all haven't, y'all need to tune in. If y'all haven't seen it after this episode's done, go back and watch the second one. Shit. When he said, when he was talking about how he was talking to his boss, hey Mike, we got you on footage heating up piss, and Mike goes, no you didn't, you caught me heating up gummies.
That's quick-witted. Now you might ask, are melted gummies good for you? Absolutely. Do they taste good? Absolutely fucking not. But eat some melted gummies. They're our new sponsor until we hear some other crazy shit that comes up, and then that'll be our new sponsor.
Or if you would like to be our sponsor, give us a shout on our Instagram page.
Please. Pretty please.
Be awesome.
Okay. So a couple weeks ago on our first episode, I called Mike out. I called Mike out and saw where he was in the steps. His 8-year-old daughter called Mike out. Mike's 8-year-old daughter called Mike out. So I want to make sure we're going to do a step update with Mike. Mike, where are we at with that?
So my step 4 is done.
Okay.
I got through step 4. And what's crazy is when I was going through the step 4, the resentments, I realized why I've always stayed on there, why I've never moved past it, because it brings out all of your character defects and a lot of the flaws that you do. And my flaws are the same for every single person that I have wrote down, every single one of them. So, but I'm done with step 4. Now I've got to sit on step 5. Step 5 will go pretty quick.
What is step 5?
Step 5 is where you admit all your wrongs, right? And then you sit down with your sponsor and you kind of go through them and you let them know pretty much everything that you wrote down and then all the other hidden little dark shit that you have. Someone that you trust, someone that hopefully they don't go and tell other people all your shit.
No, and they won't.
They won't.
They won't.
And you know, all that good stuff. And then once I get done with that, I'll be able to move pretty much to the step 6 and 7 go pretty quick. Step 8 is your amends, where you go and make your amends to the people that you feel like you need to make an amends to. And then yeah, so by the next episode, I should be on the amends part.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that part sounds, from last episode, sounded like you guys by that point were pretty excited to be there. You know, I mean, I know there's fear. There's a level of fear
Well,
involved with that.
I've completed my steps.
Yeah, well, yeah. But the amends part seemed to be like...
Thank you for telling me about a piece of shit.
No, actually, I think this is beautiful.
Yeah.
I think this is beautiful. I think our audience now is gonna, you know, you got two different people, both sober. They're gonna be able to grow with us, grow with you also as well. It's gonna be inspiring to those that are on that 4th step and get to see this in real time, in real action.
And anybody that's watching that's new in recovery, I'm probably not the example. As far as sitting on your 4th step for 2 years, most people can't do that. I'm surprised that I've been able to do it. Luckily, I have a good support group around me. I've got good friends in recovery. I've got a daughter that I stay sober for. I've got an amazing girlfriend. I've got a lot of good reasons out there. But get through your steps as fast as you fucking can. I would say work with a good sponsor. Get through them. Don't fall in that trap that I've done, because it's not healthy.
Right.
I should have gotten through mine a long time ago, and I will get through it as promised from our first episode.
Yeah.
Well, we're making that real fucking public now, Mike.
Yeah.
So,
and shout out to J-Kline. J-Kline reached out to me and said, hey, if you want me to help you get through your steps, I will help you get through them as well.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We lean on each other. We help each
We're all
other.
in this together, man.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
Yeah.
Like my friend Christy says. Shout out Christy. Takes a village.
You know, in that 4th step, it's a very crucial step. It's a step that's very daunting for a lot of people. It's a step where, you know, people can work up to that, and then they get to that 4th step, and they're checking out.
Yeah.
This is something where you're facing your wrongs. You are totally looking at everything you've done wrong, the people you've harmed, and where you went wrong, and you're seeing your part in it. And you have to be completely thorough, completely honest, and completely thorough when doing this. But when I tell you, when I did mine, it was the most freeing experience I've ever experienced in my life. I did mine thoroughly. However, when I went to go do my 5th step, and I went to go share it with my sponsor, there was like one thing that I did not want to disclose, and it wasn't necessarily that bad, you know, but it was something that was it really tore me up, and I felt really bad. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to disclose this. I'm going to keep this to myself. And when we got to that part, he could see that I was like holding it in. And so he started sharing some of his, you know, his past wrongs. And I kid you not, when he got to something and he shared, and the thing he shared was exactly the thing that I was holding in, that I was hesitant to share. And when he said, I started bursting out laughing. I said, oh my God, you did that too? I did that too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I shared it, and it was such, like I said, it was such a freeing experience. Like I felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders, and a release has been out of my body, and it's very, very hard to explain. It was almost like being high, but like the greatest natural high I could ever experience. It's so important that we do this. even continued on in recovery and sobriety, or even as just a regular person that's not an addict. We got it. We can't hold things in. We got to get it out. We got to get it out. Because if we start harboring and holding things in, it builds up pressure. And like when you shake up a carbonated beverage, if you don't let it settle before you release it, it's going to spout all over and erupt.
Yeah.
And when you're holding that stuff in and you're not releasing it correctly and healthy, you're going to explode.
Yeah.
You're going to crash out. You might relapse. You might do something you regret. You might harm somebody. You might harm yourself.
Yeah.
It's so important. But I'm telling you, if anyone's struggling or stuck on that step, just trust the process and really do it thoroughly and honestly. And I promise you, the experience that comes from it is out of this world.
I heard someone say in a meeting one time that someone said they were stuck on their step 4, and because it was real hard. And then somebody said, "No, you know what's hard? Relapsing's hard. Fucking ODing's hard. Like lying to my family again is hard. Disappointing my daughter's hard.
Yeah.
Going through a step work is actually pretty simple when you compare it to all the things that I used to do and all the people that I used to disappoint, knowing that, you know, and I'm going to be able to show up better for all of these people now, and I'm not going to disappoint them or OD or fucking do these things again. So actually, those things are really hard to do. Going through step work is actually pretty easy.
Perspective's everything, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you can make anything as hard as you want it to, or you can compare it to some real hard shit. And,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that goes for a normie like myself, right? It's like bad days, all that stuff, hard things. They're not any different for anyone out there. So again, I've made this comment that I think a lot of sober people could probably stand to benefit from working the steps.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
it would probably be good for a lot of people out there, not just people in recovery.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
So, with that being said, I kind of want to make a topic here of bad days, right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys had a pretty severe crutch in your addiction for bad days, right? You always had something to lean on. You guys always had something to go to. You guys and it wasn't great. It wasn't positive. It wasn't healthy, but it was still there, you know? Now, the thing about shitty days is I can't imagine they go anywhere whenever you get sober, you know, that they still kick your dick in the dirt, you know? So how do you guys go about dealing with those shitty days now, you know, now that you're sober and you're committed to this and, you know, want to use working your steps? I would imagine you're probably in a constant motion of working steps. Right. So, when life kicks you, you know, what's your crutch now?
Well, I meditate, I pray, I seek out my higher power. Now I'm going to be real. So when I entered in this recovery process that I'm in now, I'm not going to lie. Like, I went through some hard things in the beginning, but I was so laser focused on what I wanted to do and what I wanted to accomplish, I didn't let it affect me. I spoke about, you know, I lost a relationship early in sobriety that crushed me. Whatever, got through it. I'm focused. I know what I'm doing. I'm on to something. I'm bigger. I'm trying to build something bigger. Went through it. Bad days. Went through it. Okay. And I continued working these steps and then completed the steps, and I had that spiritual experience, and I stayed tapped in and connected. And life is good. Life has been great. Now, I will say though, it was about 9 months. It's almost like 9 months. I hit 9 months sobriety, and I don't know what happened, but I hit a wall, and like I did not want to recognize it. I was like, it came on subtle at first, and I was like, nah, it's okay, this will go away. I didn't do anything about it. I didn't pray, I didn't meditate, and I didn't call my sponsor. Make sure y'all do those 3 things, because I didn't do it for this, and it probably could have saved a lot of turmoil and a lot of discomfort. And so it started off subtle at first, and I was like, you know what? It's all good. I'm tough. I'm whatever. It's just an emotion. Stuff it. Get rid of it. And then I'd be at work, my regular job, and at my work, I'm in my head pretty much all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at work in my head all day, and I'm just like, oh my God, I'm sad right now. I feel like I'm depressed. Why am I feeling like this? Like I shouldn't be feeling like this anymore. Like I'm just hit 9 months sober. Like life is good. I've accomplished pretty much everything that I had set my mind to.
Mm-hmm.
Why? No, this can't be right. I shouldn't be feeling like this. See, I left them old days those old ways in the old days. I shouldn't having these emotions anymore, which I was completely wrong. Like they don't stop.
Right.
But how I deal with them is more proactive.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, I didn't deal with them like that. So I'm at work every day. I'm just like, damn, I'm so sad. I don't know what I didn't want to get high. So I continued just to push through it. One day, push through it. Day 2, push through it. Day 3. Finally, I'm really discomforted. I'm in angst. I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to feel like this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to get high. So what am I going to do about this? I want to kill myself.
Whoa.
I want to kill myself. I can't take this anymore. I want to kill myself. And I've actually never shared this publicly. But I did. And I've never been that type of person to have those type of thoughts.
Right.
But when I tell you that the discontent and the discomfort and the emotions that I was dealing with, and I thought I could just suppress them, stuff them, as we just spoke about how important it is to get those out. So I had a plan. I said, I'm going to deal with this, and I'm just going to fucking suffer. And I came here for a reason, right? I came here, I told Kevo,
Mm-hmm. Shout out, Kevin.
I'm going to give this a year. And I made that commitment to a year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is what I'm going to do. This is how sick you can get if you're not tapped in and staying plugged in. I said, when I get my year chip, I'm blowing my fucking brains out.
Jesus.
Immediately after I get the chip, I'm going to pick my chip up. I'm going to walk out that meeting hall. I had the whole fucking situation and scene played out in my head of what I was going to say, how I was going to do it. I wanted to go out with a fucking bang, right? At least I would go out on a high note. At least I came here to do what I was supposed to do, because I don't want to get high. I'm done. I'm good on getting high. I don't want to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to feel how I'm feeling right there.
So what was the catalyst for that? Like, was there something that happened, or was it just kind of just the monotony of life? Just
it was a multitude of things. Kind of the monotony of life. A couple of things didn't go how I envisioned it.
okay, yeah,
It didn't go how I had planned.
yeah,
And I didn't quite understand why, because these couple things that I envisioned going a certain way, I didn't understand why they didn't. It didn't make sense to me. And I'm not going to elaborate further than that on that, because
gotcha.
it involves some other things.
Yeah,
but I didn't understand. I said, so what's wrong with me?
I mean,
Like, I'm doing great. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to.
yeah.
Why is this not happening?
Hey, man, that's I mean, that's life in a nutshell. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad that you decided to face that demon and not take that step, you know, after your 1 year. But I can only imagine that's a feeling that a lot of people get.
Yeah. And also, it's like, I didn't want to share this with anybody either, because I felt guilty, which is also wrong thinking. I felt guilty, like I didn't build myself up. I can't let no one see that I'm struggling.
I got an image now.
Yeah.
I can't let no one see that I'm struggling, that I'm hurting, that I'm suffering. I'm supposed to be up here.
Mm-hmm.
How wrong was that? because I should have used that experience, and I use it now by sharing this now. I should have been more vulnerable.
Yeah.
More vulnerable.
Well, you learned, you know.
I learned, and I dealt with that feeling for 7 miserable days.
Yeah.
Until finally I was like, oh my. I hit my knees. I fucking called my sponsor. I said, dude, I'm in a hotel I got a hotel room for the night because I wanted just to write, not because I wanted to get high. I got a nice hotel room downtown.
Changed.
And I just wanted to write. I just wanted to write songs and lyrics because I had to get these feelings out, but I didn't want to share them with nobody else. I'll get vulnerable on that pen and pad, but I'm not getting vulnerable with anyone else. And I was in the hotel room, and I was just like, oh my God. I hit my knees, and I called my sponsor. I said, dude, I need your help. I don't know. I don't understand this. This is not making sense. And it forced me to reach out and to hit my knees. And it taught me a valuable lesson. No one's exempt from emotions or bad feelings or bad days. There is no pinnacle in sobriety that you reach, or there's no guru status that makes you like I said, exempt from any of that.
Yeah.
And it was a very humbling experience.
I bet. Sounds like it. I mean, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine how that 7 days felt, you know. Probably felt like 7 years at that point if you were awful. In that kind of a place, you know.
And I'm a person that wears my emotions and heart on my sleeve, on my face, like you can tell.
When something's wrong, you know.
Oh yeah. And everyone's asking me, they could tell.
Wrong?
What's wrong?
Nothing.
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good.
Man, I'm good, man. Don't worry about me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be fine. Don't worry about me. But I was subtly giving hints that I was also not okay. But I just want you to know I'm hurting. I don't want you to help me. I just know I'm hurting, and just know I'm probably gonna be checking out here soon.
Wow. How about you, Mike?
Man, thank you for that, Jay.
Yeah, dude. And
I think that's
absolutely
important for people to know that, especially in recovery, just because we're sober, things aren't going to happen. And we're going to go through some feelings that we've dealt with in the past, but we've only dealt with them in certain ways. And then those feelings are going to come up sometimes, and you're going to be like, why the fuck is this happening now? You know, why I'm sober, I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to be doing. Why do I feel this way? I always there's a quote that says, hard times don't last, hard people do.
Yeah.
And I've heard that quote. I don't know who said it. Whoever said it, shout out. That's a great quote, because we're going to go through some hard things, but I'm a big believer that God's not going to put us in any situation that we can't handle. Even when we don't think we can handle it, he wouldn't put us in that situation if he didn't know that we can come through of it on the other side. And so there's been a couple of times in my sobriety, whenever I got out of rehab, the deal that I made with my daughter's mom is, on my days that I had her, I wasn't going to be able to keep her overnight until I could pass a hair follicle test. You remember this?
Oh, I'll tell you the story about that here in a minute, just for me and you personally.
So I knew that it was going to take probably 90 days. That's what they say on a hair follicle test. That's bullshit for anybody listening. On my 97th day, I went and did a hair follicle test, and it still showed up that I had meth in my system. All right. So that was to be expected. I was like 97 days. That's fine. So I did another test at about 126 days, and it came back with more meth than the first time, plus Adderall, plus cocaine. And I was like, how the fuck is that even possible?
That's crazy.
How's that even possible? That makes no sense. And the lady at the place was like, well, certain strands of here hold different stuff. I don't remember the last time I did cocaine.
Yeah.
Like, I may have done some cocaine and meth. Maybe they mixed it.
Yeah.
But not a big amount. And I know that was the hardest day, because whenever my daughter's mom was the one that was getting the test back.
Yeah.
I couldn't get them first because I would alter them in the past, and she knew that. So she called me and was like, hey, your test came back. It's showing this, this, and this. And I was on my way to a meeting, and I remember trying to explain to her like that. I don't know how that's even possible. And I know on my end, I know that I wasn't doing anything, but I know on her end, and rightfully so, she probably was like, he's still using. There's no possible way. Like, that's what I would have thought if I was her.
Sure.
And I remember getting off the phone and just sitting there just crying on the way to a meeting. and my nephew was with me. Shout out Nick. He was like, he had never asked me to pray before, and he said, Uncle Mike, can we pray? I said, yeah, let's pray. And he said a really good prayer. And I remember thinking, like, this is as far as I've came, because in the past I would have just said, fuck it, I'm going to get high. If I'm doing everything right and I'm still getting the same results, then I'm going to go do what I know how to do best, right? And I remember, like, I'll show y'all something that I do. I wear my daughter's socks everywhere that I go. No matter where I go, I wear my daughter's socks, and she gets upset because I stretch them out. But I wear my daughter's socks with me everywhere I go, because I know that if she's with me, I will not use drugs. So I wear her socks everywhere I go. In case that feeling comes up, I know that I can't do it because my daughter's with me. That's something that I use. That's a little nugget. Some people use different things. That's something that I use to help myself. And I remember thinking, like, I'm not going to give up. I know that if I continue to do the same thing, if I continue to do right, if I continue to do what I'm supposed to do, the results will end up the way that they're supposed to end up. And my daughter, whenever all this was going on, we were telling her she couldn't stay overnight with me because I had COVID. We didn't want to tell her the real reason.
Right.
Just, I have COVID. And Dad's getting help. And I remember it was crazy because she said, Dad, in 6 months, she said, July 1st, I'm going to be able to stay with you. That's the day. And I don't know why she said that day, but she said July 1st. And my last test that I did on a Tuesday. It's supposed to take a week to come back. They got it back like 4 days early, and it ended up being July 1st, and that was the test that I was able to pass.
No way.
And I was able to call. I mean, I don't know if that's God. She said that God had told her July 1st, I'll be able to stay with you.
That's clairvoyant, bro.
And it was crazy because when I got that test back early, her mom called me on July 1st, and she was like, hey, she can stay with you tonight if you want her. And I was like, fuck yeah. That was like the biggest accomplishment I think I've ever felt. It was the biggest high that I've ever felt, even compared to any drugs that I've ever done. I was like, I did it. I was able to do it. Yes, I want to come get her. And she stayed with me. And that was the one time that I felt it during my sobriety where I wasn't going to use. The other time was whenever me and my current girlfriend was going through a little bit of a breakup. That was the other time. And that time I knew that I couldn't use. So what did I do? I reached out to people in sobriety with me. I started calling people. Hey, I need your help. I need to talk to you. And something, if anybody out there is in recovery, something about meetings that you go to and the people you surround yourself with, I've never met one person that's not willing to help. It's insane. It really is. And when I call people, they answer. I've got girls that I call. I've got guys that I call. They always tell me not what I need to hear, but what I don't want to hear more than anything. And just having a good sponsor to reach out to, and just having good people, and then really relying on God. Like, one thing that I know is the days where I feel not good. I went through this a few months ago. I didn't know what was wrong. It was kind of the same thing you were just saying. Just one day I was sad. And I don't really get depressed. I don't think that I do. I like to think that I'm a hard motherfucker, and I don't get sad and I don't get depressed. But I was going through about a week and a half where I was just sad and I was just depressed, and I didn't want to go to work, and I didn't know what was wrong. And I was talking to my girlfriend, and I said, I was crying to her. I said, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's wrong. And she was like, I'm so sorry that you're feeling this way. And I had to stop her, and I said, look, this is a time where I need you to be a bad motherfucker. I need you to tell me stop being a bitch. Stop being sad. I need you to tell me, get with the shit, do what you're supposed to do, get up, stop feeling sad, and get out of that mindset. And the one thing that I remember she said that day, and she said, have you prayed about it? And I said, I pray about it all the time. And she said, well, did you talk to God about it? And I hadn't talked to God in a minute.
Yeah.
And that was a kicker for me. I said, you know what? I haven't talked to him in a minute. I pray to him every day, but I haven't had a conversation with him. And I had a conversation with God, talked to him about it. And man, it was like, I put it on him. Like, look, take this from me, because I can't handle it. I'm not as bad as I think that I am. So take it from me, take it away from me. I'm going to put it on your plate because I can't handle the shit. And when I do that, when I show that I'm vulnerable to him, he takes it away from me. And those were the 2 times that were hard during this recovery. And I'm almost 26 months, almost 27 months.
I remember both of those.
Mm-hmm.
You know, me and you are pretty well connected. So our relationship was mainly dick and fart jokes.
Yeah.
Like by a large quantity, right? Like it was just like, hey, the old dick and shit jokes.
Yeah.
That's what you kind of
Checks
relied
out.
on me for. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. That's what you relied on me for. That's what I relied on you for. And then when that happened, the hair follicle stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember this, but on our way down, we were walking together, and you were just the mention of youth. You were like, I might as well get high. You said that out loud to me,
Mm-hmm.
and something about that pissed me off. And maybe it was because I felt like I had skin in the game with you getting sober.
yeah.
You know,
Right,
like
for sure.
And so something about that upset me, and I really got where your ex-wife was coming from. I really got it. So I stopped you and I said, hey man, we're friends, right? Like real friends, right? And you were like, yeah. And I'm like, I'm about to tell you some shit right now that you probably need to hear and aren't going to want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, you smoked meth for fucking 10 years.
Right.
You did a lot of damage to her, to a lot of people. You're not doing meth now, right? And you said, yep. And I was like, well, maybe this is like your penance.
Yeah.
Like for that.
Mm-hmm.
And this is your toll that you have to pay
Right.
for this.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fucking put it on her. Don't talk to her in any kind of way because
Right.
she's just being a good mom.
That's right.
And
I remember that.
yeah. And so I kind of figuratively slapped the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And then the second one, I really feel like I think there's a parallel here, but that's when these fucking walls came up when you were going through that rut.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, that's really where what we're doing right now started. I mean, he hit that rut, did whatever he was doing, but while he was doing what he was doing, he was literally
Started building all this.
He's like, hey, Joey, we need some fucking cameras. Like, I was like, what? Huh? I thought we were just gonna be in a fucking basement with a microphone.
Yeah.
No, this is a lot of Stu Boy, you know, going through some shit and putting some things together and making it positive. So I don't know if you really remember that, but
No,
you and
for
I
sure.
had some conversations about it. But
Yeah, sometimes you got to go through those things to get to where you're going to go.
Yeah,
We say that all the time.
well,
Yes.
me and you have been talking shit, like
Yeah.
literally talking shit about doing what we're
podcast.
doing right now
Yeah.
for
For a long
fucking
time.
year and a half. Like you were still.
I think no, I was still in addiction when
You
we
were
talked
still
about it.
in addiction. And you then it was like,
If I can never beat it, we're going to do this.
Well, no, I don't even think you said that. I think you were like, dude, I just think we need to sit in front of a camera and tell dick and shit jokes.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. And I was like, I'm down.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
And then when he got better, it was like, oh, maybe we
got a better
we've
message
got
now.
a better message now. We got more to talk about, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and those are things that when you fill your mind up for other things, you got to clear it and get it. Working out's good.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the
Definitely working
gym,
out.
that's one of the best things in recovery. When you're having those days, go work out. Go fucking blow some steam that way. I picked up golf. I suck at it, but I do like to go golfing.
ripped your knee apart.
Yeah,
Doing it. It's awesome.
do it. It's great. Yeah, you don't have to be athletic to be a golfer.
You're fucking old.
But those are things like take up your time, because I knew when I got sober, I had spent so much time getting high that when I got sober, I'm going to have a lot of time to fill in there, and I can't just sit on my hands and just sit there.
Right.
I'm going to have to. So I went to a bunch of meetings. I've met people in recovery. I can't really hang out with people that I used to party with. I love them. I love y'all from a distance. If you ever want to get sober, I will help you. But I can't be around you because of that. So the people that I hang out with now are people in recovery. You are one of the different that's not in recovery, but the majority of people are in recovery, and those are the people that I can lean on and I can reach out to, and just being a dad, that fulfills me more than anything. But that's only half the time. So I got to fill up the other half of times with other things and helping other people in recovery. I think that's where we really get this gift of being sober is whenever we can be called upon to help other people when they're going through it. Because they're going to go through it just like we do. You know?
Well, I think what we're both telling Jay Klein as fathers, Jay, become a father, man. It'll help fill a lot of fucking time for you.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I was
Time to have a little J-Kline.
yeah, time to have a little Jay Klein, man. You know what I mean?
I'll put it on my vision board. I'll put it on my vision board.
2028.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Yeah, literally.
You know.
Literally.
You know, some days I thank God, like, wow, thank God I didn't produce an offspring while I was out there.
Yeah.
That we know of.
But then sometimes I think, well, damn, maybe if I would have, who knows? I can't think like that either way.
Right.
But like, sure, I would like to have a little J-Kline one of these days. I don't know when. I'm not going to rush that process by any means.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get
You'd
that.
be a good girl dad, too.
I really would actually.
Yeah.
I really would.
Nah, man.
I'd be a great dad. Period. Actually.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really can't wait for that day. Like I spoke about in the last episode, you know, showing up to be a great boyfriend, you know, a man today. I can't wait to show up to be a great father one day too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. And then sometimes it's the fucking worst.
Dude, we'll be uncles then.
Yeah, dude.
Hey, we can all take our little kids to the mall.
Oh, yeah.
Dressing the same and shit.
Come on, man. You're so
Bro, when we go to the mall now and my girlfriend, when Destiny sees little kid outfit, she starts crying. She's like, ah. I'm like, come on, let's go. It's time to go.
Yeah.
Move it along. Move it along. We did it today. She's like, look at this.
Yeah.
It's a size 3T.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
you know, my girlfriend, she is no longer able to produce children. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
going. Doesn't hurt nobody.
Yeah. It's the best. I'm
Spray
just
away,
saying.
baby. Spray away.
It
You point at anybody now, it
is
doesn't
the
matter.
best. I love it. And I love her. And I honestly, I wish we could have kids together, but also I'm also very fucking happy we can't. You know what I mean? Yeah. Super cool. I'm fucking old. I don't want to be throwing kids around. I'll just take nieces and nephews from here on out. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take an honorary child, huh?
Yeah.
Moving on, huh?
Moving on. So,
From blowing and going.
urges to use in sobriety. So I want to get a little bit more specific about it. Maybe a timeline of it.
Yeah.
Because there's probably, when you're new in it, it probably is, the urges, I would imagine, dissipate over time.
For sure.
But early in it,
Yeah.
they're probably still there.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, so
You know, for me, my first 30 days was actually really great. I've heard people say 30 days are the worst for them. For me, it was great. It was actually 60 to 90. That was probably the worst outside of that little 7-day hiccup in, I don't know if it would be a hiccup, but the 7-day stretch I just spoke about during the 9 months. But aside from that, my sobriety has really been a great experience overall, through good and bad. And it's been a lot more good, to be honest. And even when it's not, I look for the positives. Like, I get to wake up sober today. I don't have to wake up dope sick. I don't have to wake up and the first thought is, do I have a shot ready to go? Or how am I going to get $20 to at least get me a shot so I can get more? Thank God I don't have to live like that.
Yeah.
But starting off, the thoughts were pretty consistent every day. Sometimes I'd get thoughts 1 an hour, some 1 a minute. And I kept that vision and that focus, like, we just got to make it through. We just got to make it through. We just got to keep on pushing. I want something different. I want something better. I want to be something. I don't want to live like this anymore. I'm destined for greater and better things. I would have to keep telling myself that over and over again. And there'd be times where, like, I'd be on the way to a meeting, right? And I'd pass by a gas station I used to
You use that.
I used to use that, or I would post upside so I could charge my cell phone.
Yeah.
And I, for real, and I would drive by and I would be like, I miss that gas station. I remember that place. I used to, and I'd be like, damn, I kind of like, I wouldn't mind chilling there again and charging my phone again. What? Whoa, no, I would not.
Yeah.
Because I think about the time. Then I start thinking about. Remember those times when you were at that gas station and you had to plug your phone up and you were sitting outside in 110-degree weather or 30-degree weather
Yeah.
with nowhere to go? You want to talk about the worst feeling you can imagine? Having nowhere to go because you're not wanted? There'd be certain songs I couldn't listen to. I remember I tried to get sober before this time, about a month prior to before I started overdosing. Those times I tried to get sober and I was listening to a song and it was by a popular artist who talks about, vividly and descriptively dealing fentanyl. And I was on my lunch break at work and I was listening. So I'm like, yeah. And I'm like 2.5, I'm like 3 weeks sober actually.
Yeah.
I'm on my lunch break. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fentanyl, serving fentanyl. Yeah. I want to get high.
Yeah.
You got you got to be careful. Like sometimes you might not be able to listen. I can listen to that same song again right now, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's also being aware of keeping it in check, keeping it in balance. I can't listen to that first thing when I wake up. I can't listen to it all day every day. I might have to put on some maybe some John Mayer.
Yeah.
Just kidding. No John Mayer. But whoa, no.
T
No, actually, I fuck with Elton John, but I might have to put some J. Cole on, or or some. Ooh, shout out Adele. I'll put on some Adele.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Just it's all about balance. And I remember the worst thing for me though. The worst trigger for me was, it's crazy, but I used to get triggered every time I would walk into a new bathroom.
Really?
Oh my God! I'd open the door. Woo!
Yo.
This is a nice bathroom. I wouldn't mind getting high in this motherfucker right now. Ooh, you see the countertop, quartz countertop? Ooh, in the metal framing on the stalls, and it locks, and or my favorite was no window. Oh, my favorite though, when it was just a single bathroom. So that way I could lock the door and I have to worry about no one coming in. Don't disrupt me. I'm going to be in here for about 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Please don't knock more than 5 times. You're going to disrupt me. I used to be, oh my God. Like I was sitting there. Like I remember at my job, one of the jobs I had, I was just sitting there. I'm like, fuck, I could see me getting high in here. And I would visualize the spoon on the toilet paper roll dispenser, and just the whole process. It would vividly run through my mind, and I'd be like, oh my God. And it's very surreal.
Yeah. I mean, so.
And that's a place you frequent quite a bit.
It's crazy that you say that about bathrooms, because that's where I used to get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my playground.
Like I locked myself in the bathroom because there's no windows.
Yeah.
So people can't spy on you. And except for the vents. If you're up on meth for a few days, you will start hearing people talk to you through the vents. Look, he's getting high again. I'm like, no, I'm fucking not trying to hide off.
Hey, real quick, what do they say?
Look, he's getting high again. Look at him.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Fuck yeah. That's some real shit. Look, there he goes again. Look, he said he wasn't going to do it. Look at him. And I'm trying to turn away from the vent.
Is it just a voice, or do you see somebody?
No.
Do you see little fucking eyes?
I would
something?
see shadow people a lot.
Really?
Yeah, shadow people. That's who I always seen. I would see shadow people.
It's crazy.
Yeah, the shadow people are fucking real. But that's what I would hear the vents. But it's funny because we'll be in the bathroom talking now, me and my girlfriend, and I'll be like, hey, let's go in the room. She's like, why? Because I've spent so much time in fucking bathrooms. I don't want to sit in here anymore. I don't want to just have a conversation in the bathroom because it doesn't feel good to me. Like, I don't want to be in the bathroom.
Wouldn't it be wild if you heard a fucking voice from the vent while you were in there with your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Sober?
Yeah.
You'd be like, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
I used to be crazy about there used to be my mission. I want to get high in every bathroom in America. I was going to go on a Guy Fieri road trip, diners, things
Dude,
like that. Like I want to go to every bathroom.
You should have pitched that to fucking Discovery, dude.
I
That would have been dope.
Yeah, man, and like when you have windows, like you go on a lot of blind dates. You ever go on blind dates, like looking through the blinds? Just
no,
peeking
'cause-
through the blinds.
Unfortunately, here when we're probably
Yeah.
I'm probably asleep, so I ain't worried about it.
That's two different highs, I think. Where we're talking
It's funny. We went to church today, and the pastor that got up there, he said, many of y'all don't know this, but growing up, I had a drug problem. And I was like, fuck yeah, me too. And then he was like, yeah, I got drugged to church every Sunday. I was like, fucking different drug problem, brother. Not the same one that I had. I thought we were there, but we weren't. But it was actually a great sermon. But yeah, he said that today. And I was like, he had my attention immediately. I was like, fuck, me too.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, I got drugged to church every Sunday. I was like, different drug problem.
You're like fucking dork.
Yeah.
Nerd.
Like I used to get high. I used to get high and watch drug documentaries. Like I used to get high and watch Intervention. Like, oh my God, I love this,
Dude, I fucking loved Intervention,
This is
bro.
like I would be so happy to see this. Like, oh my God, yes, these are my people. This is I love this.
Yeah.
This is my life.
Yeah.
You're showing here. Drugs Inc. and shit like that. Like oh my God, I was a big fan.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of those triggers. I used to have a lot of the dreams. You still get the dreams?
Honestly, I really don't have too many triggers anymore, and
You don't get the dreams where you relapse and then you wake up and it felt
not
real fucking
not
real?
so much, but
Not so
I
much?
have had them
You've
a
had
few
them?
times, and
Yeah.
they're very scary. I've woke up a couple times when I did have them,
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my God, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my, relax, Jacob, it was just a dream.
yeah.
Dude, that's some real shit. Like you'll sit there and be like, fuck, I gotta pick up a new chip. I gotta start this whole program back over because I fucked up last night.
Yeah.
And then you realize, hold on, no, that's just a dream.
Yeah.
Like that's some real shit though.
Yeah.
And it's scary. It's definitely
is
scary. It's
scary.
like, fuck.
I mean,
9
I've
months
had
down the
weird
drain.
dreams where I've like murdered people and shit, but it's like real like that,
Yeah.
and then I'm like, I fucked my life all up, you know. I'm gonna, and then I wake up and I see somebody in a bloody pool.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah.
no, but for real, like I've definitely had those dreams before.
Yeah, I got a card I can give you to see some for that.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Give him a call later.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty wild things.
and that's what it is. It's just like I woke up with my heart beating like, oh my God, I'm gonna get kicked out. I was in sober living when this happened. I was like, I'm gonna get I'm gonna get kicked the fuck out.
Yep. Yeah. That's yeah, I think mindset, me and J-Kline talk about this all the time, is David Goggins is a big person I listen to.
Yeah.
He's figured out a way how to change his mindset. Shout out David Goggins. If you're watching this, please repost us.
And subscribe.
And subscribe. Do a lot of shout outs. But he's figured out a way how to change his mindset. And I think that if you're able to change your mindset, because I'm reading a book right now, it's called Unfuck Yourself. And it says that during the day, we talk to ourselves more than anybody talks to us. Like we have like 60,000 conversations with ourselves each day. And the way that you talk to yourself is the way that you feel a lot of times. Like if you're having a bad day or if you feel like you're a piece of shit and you're telling yourself, man, you're a piece of shit, you'll start believing that.
Yeah.
And when you're able to figure out your mindset and change it, or when you can't change your mindset, reaching out to people that can help you change it, like your sponsor or other people in recovery or people that you trust that will call you out on your bullshit. I think that's a big advantage that we have in recovery, where we can reach out and we have those tools that we have now that we've never had in the past.
Yeah.
Those tools that you have all these different tools in your tool bag. Fucking use them all. Use them, every single one of them.
Yeah. And also using the tools, your resources, staying plugged in and connected. And also, like I said, I've spoke about this, the importance of having that vision and staying the course with that vision and trusting the process. And for me also, I take pride and appreciation and joy and happiness in my recovery, in my sobriety, that I refuse to let it go no matter the situation. Like I can walk down the same blocks that I used to get high on foot. I could walk on foot. I could dap up the people I used to get high with right there and not be tempted to get high today.
Yeah.
Everyone maybe not be able to do that. That's okay. I don't have fear anymore. I don't fear getting high anymore, because I've surrendered and I know the outcome of that, and it's not my solution anymore. I can go perform at South by Southwest like I just did this week, where I'm probably the only sober individual in that whole building.
Yeah.
Where there's more weed smoke than oxygen.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting in there just vibing.
Yeah.
Not tempted, not phased, because I take pride in my sobriety and recovery, and also because I'm there on business. I'm not there to party.
Right.
I'm there to get on stage, perform, shake some hands, take some pictures, and then I leave.
Yeah.
I like what you said in the last podcast, where you go wherever you want to go.
Go where I want to go.
Go wherever I want to go.
I don't fear the disease of addiction anymore.
Because I used to. When
I hate that statement. This is me. I hate that statement talking about my disease is doing push-ups in the parking lot. I know you've heard that.
Yeah.
I don't like that. That's just me personally. First off, I respect my disease.
Right.
I know what it is. My disease is not. My disease is roided the fuck up, and he's ready to go at any moment.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what he is, and I keep him in that fucking door and his padlock shut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Healthy respect.
I respect him enough. I know what you can do.
Yeah.
And I respect you, actually.
Yeah.
But just
Keep your ass in the fucking closet.
Yeah.
you're going to stay there.
your ass in there.
And I reinforce it with the tools, with the vision, with the appreciation, with fellowship, with community, with unity, with being of service.
Yes.
All those come together, and it creates a defense that I can have no fear.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not clueless. I'm not saying I'm walking around cocky like, but,
Yeah.
you know, and I've also had people say, I've also told people, I said, I'm never going to get high again. And I've had a couple people tell me, don't you ever say you're never going to get high again.
Yeah.
I said, why not?
Right.
I said, every time I went to detox or treatment, they told me, they said, you will never have to feel like this again. You will never have to feel like this again. You don't ever have to use again if you don't want to. And every time I went to treatment, I said, sounds good, but I still want to get high.
Yeah.
I buy that and I believe that now. I don't have to get high anymore. I don't have to feel that way again. And I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a sponsor that was, I've had some good sponsors, and I had one that used to always tell me, like, on those days where you feel like you want to get high, think it through.
Right.
Like, play it through
Play
in your
that tape.
mind. Play that tape. Like, for the first 30 minutes or maybe even an hour, it may feel good. But after that, the regret's going to kick in. And then fucking all the other shit's just going to start crumbling down. So play it through your mind. And do you really want to feel that little 15 minutes of good to get to where it's really going to bring you?
Yeah.
And I refuse to do that today.
Yeah.
I don't have any time for it.
And I understand finally the consequences of using drugs and alcohol.
Right.
I don't want them anymore.
Yeah.
If I have a bad day, I can get through it.
Yeah.
Right.
I've learned also, like I said, I've learned not to sit in it too long, because sitting in it too long can be very detrimental.
Yeah.
But you can get through it.
Yeah.
Because if I get high, no matter what I'm facing, it's not going to bring me anything good or anything better. And it's damn sure not going to fix what I'm going through.
Right.
It's not a solution. It's never been a solution.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
Just not.
But it was a delusion. Because I couldn't step away. I couldn't get away from the drugs and alcohol long enough to see that, hey, you know, life isn't so bad. And I can handle anything that comes my way. And, you know, I want to live today. I don't want to make things worse.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy in church today. I'm sorry, I don't mean to bring up church, but I will, because it was a really good message. He was saying that humans are the only people that stress. He said, you never seen a bird just sitting there stressing. You don't see a giraffe just worried about tomorrow. Like, holy shit, what am I going to eat tomorrow? We're the only people that stress like that, and we don't have to, but we do it. And that's, you know, I don't know of any animals out there using crack or fucking smoking meth. They're not
I swear
stressing.
I swear I saw a bird with a Newport in his mouth the other day on one bird.
No shit.
Man, it had a
man.
little PCP on it.
Yeah, dude.
That bird was tweaking, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
Got a feather sticking up this way and shit.
That's the other thing, is I'm able to go places now where, like, when I go to Loyola, I'm like, man, I used to pick up here. Or when I go to Rumbar, I used to pick up here. But it doesn't trigger me anymore. You know, one of the things that actually breaks my heart is when me and my daughter are driving somewhere where I used to pick up, I can ask her, you know where we're at? And she'll tell me, yeah, this is where so-and-so lives. Or this is where so-and-so lives. This is where you used to go here. And she doesn't know why I used to go there, but I know. And man, that fucking breaks my heart because I used to bring her to trap houses and the drug houses to pick up. And I didn't care that she was 4 or 5 or 6 years old. I'm going to go pick up, and I'm not going to worry about the consequences. If that house would have got raided while we were there, fucked.
Yeah.
I would never see my daughter again, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
You know? But those are things that we do, and those are things that hopefully other people will hear these messages and say, shit, these guys did a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah.
And they've been able to overcome it, and I can overcome it too.
And you're being honest about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
vulnerable.
other thing about it is like you have
Yeah.
to be vulnerable about this shit too, because if you're not, then I think that could end up putting you into that dark place that you were at for those 7 days, right? Like where you didn't allow yourself to be vulnerable to whatever it was that was going on.
Yeah.
And now I have 16 months sober.
Yeah.
I'll have 18 months May 3rd. I haven't had that feeling again since, but I've been productive and I've stayed proactive and I've stayed plugged in again. And I do my nightlies, not every day, but not every day. I don't call my sponsor every day, but I also don't get forced to do those things now.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait for it to get so bad that I'm now sober and now I'm acting out in an act of desperation sober. That's pushed me to my knees. It's pushing me to call my sponsor. It's forcing me to do these things because I have no choice.
Yeah.
If you just stay connected and stay plugged in, it's so much easier to just
keep picking up chips. We're breaking records every day. You know that?
Yeah,
We're fucking like when my next chip, I'm going to break another record for as long as I've been sober. And then the next day I'm going to break another fucking record.
Yeah.
We break records every single day. It's like Tom Brady. I'm a big Tom Brady fan. And he always said that, his favorite championship is the next one.
Yeah.
It's not this one. So when I pick up chips, if you've never been to an AA meeting, when you get a chip, they say, what's your name and how'd you do it? Right. And you give your little spiel. And I always tell them, I'm going to appreciate this chip tonight. I'm going to celebrate it. But tomorrow, I'm going to go get another one. I'm going to go get another one. This one is just fucking my glory for today. And then I'm going to go celebrate and get another one.
Yeah, man.
So
basically, you're the Tom Brady of sobriety. Is that what you're saying right now?
No.
Okay.
There's some people in there that have like 50 years sobriety.
Yeah.
Like there's people that have longer sobriety than I've been alive, which is fucking insane.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
But it's doable.
Yeah.
Like I used to always say when I was I don't need something easy. I just need it to be doable. If it's doable, I know I can do it. And I think that anything is doable. Like there's nothing that's impossible. I'll say this all the time. Even the word itself says I'm possible if you spell it out right.
Right. I
I'm
just saw that in a
possible.
sticker today.
I'm possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever said that fucking amazing quote.
Yeah.
I'm possible.
Yeah.
So if I didn't need easy, I knew that it wasn't going to be easy, but I knew that it was doable. Because and when you go to these meetings, you see other people that were in your situation or even worse that were able to beat it.
Yeah.
I always say like, the problems that we have, if you got a room full of 100 people and you all threw your problems in the middle and you see what this person's going through, that person, you'll take your problems back real quick.
Yeah.
Like that person just lost their kid. I don't want to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
That person just lost their husband or wife. I don't want to go through that. Give me my little problems back. I'll take them.
Well,
Because
again,
mine are doable.
Perspective, right?
Right.
It's
Mindset.
I mean, mindset, perspective. Somebody's always got it worse, man.
100%.
Like,
Gratitude.
Yeah.
I try to say that every day. I'm doing okay, and I'll take okay.
Yeah.
Every single day, because there's a lot of people who have it. I could be worse,
Way
and
worse.
I could be fucking better too. I mean, I strive to that better, but it can always be worse.
Yeah.
So,
I heard something in church today that I wrote down that it says the greatest enemy of your faith is forgetfulness.
Yeah.
say it again.
The greatest enemy of your faith is forgetfulness.
Okay.
Like you forget all the things that you have and everything that you're supposed to be grateful for. So the greatest enemy of your faith is forgetfulness. I heard that today and I was like, wow, that's pretty powerful.
And that's a lot of the reasons why we would relapse so many times.
Yeah.
Because we forget the consequences. We forget what comes with that. We only remember that feeling, That's all I want. And it becomes all you're focused on. Except that feeling packs a punch and it comes with a lot of hurt, a lot of chaos, a lot of misery, a lot of despair,
Yeah.
a lot of pain.
disappointment.
And I don't forget that pain anymore. Because I was speaking about driving past that gas station on the way to a meeting, and a couple weeks later, I drove past that same gas station again, right? And somebody that I was in a previous sober house, one of the many I was in, was standing outside charging his phone. And I immediately knew.
Oh, man.
Wow.
What a good reminder, though.
I'm reminded every day.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But yes.
But like a hard, like,
Yes.
fucking, you know, in your face. Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
That could be me.
Yeah.
That was me.
Yeah. I get those reminders on the Facebook, you know, like pictures you posted 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Where all your memories are coming up and you click on them. And it's a picture of me and my daughter, and my eyes are just completely blacked out.
Yeah.
I remember you showing
And
me that.
I sent you one. I sent you the same
Yeah.
picture, and I was like, it didn't even look like it. It looked demonic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what's crazy is when you're in that, you don't think anybody knows that you're suffering like that.
Right.
Like I used to tell myself, I'm 40 years old. I'm just getting old. That's why I got black bags under my eyes. I don't have black bags now.
And I didn't, to be honest with you. Like you know, I met you when you
Yeah.
were deep, right?
Yeah.
And so, I mean, quite honestly, I was like, oh, it just looks like dog shit all the time.
It looks like death.
Yeah,
You get some sleep, pal.
yeah, you look like you got ball sacks under your eyes. That's just the way he fucking looks.
You got crow's feet, man.
Oh, fuck.
No, and then you got sober, and I was like, hey, look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, this fucking
It took
guy.
about 6 months for my eyes for that black shit to go away.
Yeah.
Like, it took a minute. And it took about 6 months for me to catch up on sleep.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was going to sleep at 8 o'clock every night.
Oh man, I had to take naps multiple times a day.
Yeah.
I just was fatigued every day.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
that's what we put our body
It's
through.
crazy.
So what's my fucking excuse? I mean, I need naps every day too, or I wish I had them anyway. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I still need a nap, just not 5 a day or
I
3
still
a day.
take them. I took one before this podcast.
Oh yeah.
I took one today. I was like, I'm going to take a nap. I love it, dude. When my daughter's like, Dad, can we take a little nap? Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. I want to take a nap with you. Let's put on a little
Let's take a
Disney
nap.
cartoon and we're taking a nap together. I'm down.
so like one thing that I want to end on, and you know, fentanyl is a pretty fucking prevalent thing, a wild thing
Yeah.
right now. You obviously had one of the, I mean, it's not even close. That's the wildest shit that anybody's ever told me that I've seen face to face, right? Is you overdosing 5 times in 2 weeks. And you had a story here a couple weeks ago in our first podcast where you said you kind of had the fear of it.
I was terrified of it.
But you caught some in some meth that you were doing.
Yeah, I did.
So I feel like that was a real common like denominator here for you two, because you said that your last overdose, you're in the hospital, you know, obviously you're scrolling through Facebook and something happened to you, but it had happened to you by, you know, overdosing on fentanyl.
Right.
Now there's somebody that I work with, and she had her fiance who she didn't know was doing drugs at all.
Mm-hmm.
And he took something called car fentanyl.
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard of anything like that?
Yeah, for sure.
And have you had any experience with that, or?
I mean, I don't know necessarily sometimes what offshoot or what brand or what type of fentanyl I'm getting, or if it's straight fentanyl, or if it's car fentanyl,
Right.
or if it's just straight up xylazine, or I don't have the
Yeah,
drug.
you're not a
drug-
chemist.
I'm not a chemist.
Yeah.
I don't care. Is it white? Does it look
Yeah.
like fentanyl? Will it give me high? Yes. Let's slam it.
Yeah.
So do you guys, I mean, was that a contributing factor to you? Was,
For me, yeah.
yeah.
At the end of my addiction, that's when fentanyl started. Like, J-Kline can talk about this. We've lost a lot of fucking people in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I've lost more people to drugs and suicide than any fucking amount of any other disease or car accidents or anything. I've lost somebody every single year to an overdose, and multiple people some years. So that was something that started going in the back of my mind is, they're starting to put it in everything, and where I didn't have to worry about it because I didn't do heroin, right? So I didn't have to worry about fentanyl. But now they're starting to put it in meth and coke and whatever, and I did meth, and the biggest scare for me was when I'm in this sickness, I'm very, very selfish. I'm the most selfish person out there. Like Mike O'Brien is the most important name out there, right?
Right.
And the thing that I started really thinking about is on weekends that I have my daughter, if I got a bad batch of something and I died, nobody would know until she didn't show up to school on that Monday, right? So she would, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, she would have literally laid beside her dead dad until someone came and found her. And those are things that I started thinking about, and those are things that's something a daughter would never recover from.
Yeah.
Right? Like if I'm thinking about it, if I would have found my mom or dad dead at 8 years old or 6 years old or whatever, knowing that they overdosed and I just laid by them all weekend until someone found me, do I want to put that on my daughter? Fuck no. I don't want to put that on anybody.
Yeah.
So those are things that started like putting more perspective on you got to find a way out of this. You got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. You got to ask for help. You got to get somebody to help you, whatever you got to do, because it's not like I had a bad childhood. My mom was phenomenal. I didn't know my dad much. But if that would have ever happened to me as a kid, I don't think I would ever recover from that. Or I won't say I won't ever recover from something, because I can recover from anything, but it would be very hard. And do you want to put that on a kid? Hell no.
Well, I don't think you really want to put that on an adult.
No,
Like this
yeah.
lady that I'm talking about, like she came home, found him on the floor, dead.
Yeah.
Had no idea he was into drugs at all.
Yeah.
And he was just fucking there. And just her input on that was, I will never get over that.
Yeah.
You know, like and she's a adult, you know?
Yeah.
So it's just a pretty fucking wild drug, man. Like your heroin use, bridging into the fentanyl, you kind of adjusting your mindset for those 5 times. You know, it took you that 5th time to really kind of wake up. Yeah, like, I mean, you made a funny statement. Like we giggle, right? We laugh, but you were, when you turned and you said, "Fuck, I still died." You know what I mean? Like, that shit was like, it's funny, but it's fucking dark as shit too, because it seemed to take you down the path of your sobriety in a weird way.
It did, because honestly, I don't know if I could sit here and say, if it wasn't for that 5th time, and it's really unfortunate that it took that, I don't know if I maybe would be sitting here as a sober member in recovery, and just a sober member in society. Because like I said, I've continued to say this. I'm that guy that's determined in anything and everything I do, particularly also in my drug use. I'm gonna make this work until the bitter end, until it doesn't work. And it took 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck. Dude, you're gonna die from this. I spent 12 years doing heroin every day. Large amounts, small amounts. I'm not trying to glorify or glamorize.
Yeah.
I'm just explaining my usage history. And I never overdosed, not one time. Walked down dangerous blocks. Never robbed. Never. Only got shot at once. But only got shot, which is crazy, because I got shot at point blank range at my head, and the bullet went over me. I don't know how.
Wow.
Maybe the guy had a bad aim. I don't know.
He definitely had bad aim, brother. Like,
but
Jesus
I literally
Christ.
I looked down the barrel, and I'm like, I'm gonna die. Fuck it.
Wow.
Yeah. That didn't deter me.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Jeez.
I don't care. We're gonna make this work, man.
Yeah.
I know I am. One of these days, we're gonna get it right, baby. So let's just keep on chugging on. Let's keep on plugging.
Yeah.
And that 5th time, it was like, bro, wake the fuck up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Yeah. This is gonna kill you. It literally has.
You know, I've had, I'm not exaggerating. I've had 8 brushes with death. 5 were fentanyl overdoses. 1 was a legitimate accidental overdose on Sarah Quill. The shooting attempt, and flipping my car 5 times back when I was in high school. I'm not saying I'm special. We're all special, but I'm here for a reason.
Yeah.
And I probably don't got one more near-death experience in me.
So I was going to say, you might have 9 lives and you're fucking on 8.
I'm on the last one.
Yeah.
Not only that, the most important thing is this is why I recover out loud. This is why I use my voice so loud. This is why I want to be a messenger and use the story, as fucked up as it's been, as shameful as some of the things I'm going to share or have shared. Somehow I got spared. Because some people did it one time and didn't get a fucking chance back.
That's right.
Yeah, this guy I'm talking about right now, it's like, I mean, whole life mapped out with this man. Like, no, it's just.
That's why I got to use my voice. Yeah. I'm not going to let this be in vain. I'm not going to let this be in vain. And I've committed my life to being of service. Some people have even told me, hey, you might be doing a little too much. No, I might not even be doing enough.
Yeah.
You know, I sponsor people. I manage a sober living. I speak at treatment centers. My DMs are always open if someone needs help or support.
You're on the hottest fucking podcast on the planet.
Hottest recovery podcast on the planet.
Easily.
I work my own recovery program. I run fundraisers with my music to give back to the community. I just did one this past weekend. I get 4 hours, 5 hours of sleep at night. Sometimes I get woke up in the middle of the night, and it's never an inconvenience.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something you do really well. That's something I aspire from you to do more of. Is you give back a lot, and you fucking, I have a shirt. I'll wear it on the next podcast. It says, "When you recover loudly, you keep others from dying quietly."
Yeah.
And that's something J-Kline fucking does. He really recovers out loud.
You do too.
Yeah.
You're just a little procrastinator with your steps, but but I mean, I've told you right when you got out, I was like, man, you'd probably fucking kill it as a sponsor.
Yeah.
And I know you do. Yeah. But
I just want to add this real quick. We all have a voice. We all have a story. I'm not saying go to the great lengths and extreme lengths that I do, because at the end of the day, it's also all about balance. I try to keep it in mind and check as much as I can. Sometimes I do overexert myself, but I'm willing to make those sacrifices.
Yeah. Some
people don't have to make. Some people do. If you just want to sponsor and share your story in meetings, by all means.
Yeah.
That's just as important.
Yeah. Do what you do.
I don't think this is a
look at me kind of thing.
Right. It's use your voice. We all have one, and they all matter. It doesn't matter if you're an eloquent speaker or if you stutter or if you just can only it doesn't matter. Use your voice. Share your story. My story may not resonate with everybody. Someone might, whoa, my story is nothing like J-Kline's or Mike's. Okay, this is not a competition. You had your experience, and your experience matters, and how you recover, that the fact that you did recover matters. Share it, because we're just trying to reach one.
Yeah.
Each one reach one. We reach one person, that one person meets another person. Now we're creating legs off one person. Now we're creating, limbs and bridges.
Absolutely.
Community.
Yeah.
And I think that's proof on, what's happened. I mean, the response has been great. You guys, like, I couldn't really imagine this starting off the way that it has for us, and getting the third one in. And I'm really proud of you two. I'm really proud of what we're doing here.
Proud of it too.
Yeah. And I can't wait to keep doing it. We've got a lot more shit to talk about in this. And please, from Joey the Moron, from Mike Stewboy, from J-Kline, please keep liking, please keep subscribing, please keep viewing, share the word of mouth.
Comment too.
Big up to my boy Joseph behind the camera.
Incredible director of photography.
Man, like I'm not bullshitting you. It would not look the way that it does without this fucking guy. Like, so I am fucking so happy that dude's here.
Yeah, and also we're gonna start introducing questions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we have an email that will be putting out.
No, we're gonna DM our Instagram actually.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, DM our Instagram at 2 Addicts and a Moron on Instagram. Send us a DM if you guys have a question, recovery
Topic,
specific,
anything.
or any type of topic that's appropriate.
Or if you have a joke.
Yeah.
Dick
I
jokes,
got
we
that
like dick
part.
jokes.
We'll take all of that shit.
Or
Like,
if you're struggling and you need some advice or some
Yes.
type of direction,
hit us up.
hit us up.
Hey,
You
even
can
even on our personals.
also- even on
you
personal,
can-
I'm
you
at
can DM
official
either one.
J-Kline.
Mike Stewboy, I'm easy to find.
Joey the moron.
Yeah.
My mom loves it. She fucking loves it.
So don't be afraid to reach out. Send us some questions. Follow us. We'll follow back.
All
We
right.
will follow back and we will respond back.
It's about community.
I think that's something that you're going to get from this podcast. Look, I'm not shitting on other podcasts, but some podcasts get so big, we will never get too big to respond back to you.
Right.
Promise you that.
All three of
Put
us.
that on it.
we're about building community
Yeah.
and fellowship and unity.
Well, episode 3 in the can. Hey, from
I still throw up deuce a deuce.
from the 2 Addicts and a Moron. We'll see you later.
Out.